Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. As always, you can call me Laura, and this weekend we're gonna do something fun, quick, easy. It's gonna be none of those things, but we're gonna make a 1940s vintage dress.
We're gonna talk about things and maybe make some things too.
So I think I've mentioned it on here before, but I have gotten really into swing dancing recently. I've been looking for a physical alternative for my lifestyle that works, and I don't like going to the gym, so it needed to be fun, needed to be high energy, and swing dancing is fitting that completely. Yes, I am hyperfixating on it. It's fine. But the community that I'm a part of is about to experience an anniversary. And so this Wednesday, probably Wednesday before I post this video, 4 days from now, 5 days, 4 days, I don't know how many days, not enough days from now, is the event, and I'm going to be making a dress for it. I'm very excited to dress up to the nines in my vintage best. I have no idea what I'm going to do with my hair, but that is neither here nor there. Right now we're going to do the dress, so let's do it. So swing dance was mostly popular between the 1920s and I believe the early 1950s. And that's a lot of decades to choose a dress style from, each with their own identity. So the 1920s, I love the glitz and glamour and the general chimerical and lack of like groundedness that the 1920s presents. I think my favorite dance style is the Charleston, which is very expressive, very big. But I don't always love the boxy 1920s silhouettes. And I know I'll end up making a 1920s dress at some point. Definitely for swing, maybe for something else, we'll see. But I didn't think I wanted to do that for this time, so skipping 1920s. So 1930s doesn't have like a marked identity to me, which I'm sure costume historians would punch me in the face for saying. But at least from my view, it's like 1920s had such a unique identity, and then the 1940s had such a unique identity. The 1930s is kind of this like middling point. I don't know, I guess it's a transition point between those two. So skipping 1930s, 1940s. All right, so I normally dress, I feel like, in a 1940s style. I love the Rosie the Riveter, the collared shirts button down, high-waisted pants style. That's really jives for my brain, little headband. And the interesting thing about the 1940s is these silhouettes are so thin, or so A-line, not like the 1950s where you're gonna get those big, voluptuous skirts and that really exaggerated silhouette. And that's interesting to think about because the 1940s was a period marked by war, and so that really informed the dress at that time. So people in the 1940s, like the emphasis was not on the way you were looking, it was on your nation and what you could provide for your family and what you could provide for the nation as a whole. So a lot of the dress choices were actually informed by scarcity, which I find really interesting. So the skirts were not as full. The dresses did not use nearly as much fabric. They didn't use as much like additives like dye. They didn't use a lot of like, there wasn't a lot of additives to the dress. Very simple dresses. Sometimes they would do a little pleating and a little detailing on the top just to give it some personality. But I don't know, I find that really interesting how the world events shape fashion, because they always go hand in hand. And so the 1940s kind of spoke to me. I mean, I'm already dressing in it, thought so. I decided to make a 1940s dress. And the 1950s I love, and we'll make a dress at some point, but not now. Yeah. Okay, so once I decided on the 1940s, then I actually, had to decide on a actual design. So I'm gonna be a little vulnerable and draw for you here. I ended up scrolling on Pinterest, as I normally do, trying to decide exactly what style I wanted to do, and then I figured that I found a pattern, an old vintage pattern that I liked, and just from there sketched it out just so I could understand where the seams would go, where gathering would go, I drew this really complicated base, and then when I needed to put seams in, I don't understand how fabric moves and how that affects lines, so that's what happened there. I don't really love sleeves, but I ended up deciding to draw sleeves in anyway, because that's what I felt like the time period was. I don't know if I'll keep them, but you know, at least they're there. So even though this event will be happening in the evening, we decided as a group that because of the proximity of Easter, that we could commit to pastels if we wanted to. So I'm very excited for this fabric. It's so gorgeous. It has this beautiful lace detailing in between, and it's so light and beautiful, and I'm so excited. But that's what I'm gonna make the dress out of. It's gonna be this beautiful powder blue. And yeah. I think there's nothing else to say other than let's sew. I'm sorry? Like what? Like what? This is so cute. Wow. Okay, so this is the mock-up. I think I'm deciding. I knew it was gonna be a little like the size I was leaving last because I kind of eyed the skirt panels. So I saw that there was gonna be some overhang, but I actually think I'm going to make this so it's a front tie and a back tie, so this dress is completely adjustable. But I'm I can't. This is so cute. Like, I'm just gonna have to be careful with the real fabric with this ruching. I patterned it on there by pleating it all together, and this time I gathered it. And I think the gathering can be fine. I haven't decided which I like more. I may like the structure of the pleating more. I may try it both ways, because sometimes this can look a little larger than it should. But I think I'm also not going to make sleeves because I don't really like sleeves. I'll be honest, not really. And I think get my guns out. Air out the pits for dancing, that would be good. But I'm in love. Yes, Brie, I'm in love. Like, okay. Yes, I'm gonna seam rip tonight, and then I'll probably start cutting out and making the dress in the real fabric tomorrow. But so far, super happy with it. Super cute. Yay. Okay, so it's a new day. I finished the mock-up, which you saw yesterday, and then I said I was gonna seam rip it, and then I didn't. And so now we're to the next day, and thankfully most of the pieces that I used for the mock-up I'll actually be able to use as the pattern. Really the only thing I need to use from the mock-up itself is the skirt panels to get them correctly. And I've decided to wing it by putting them on the floor without seam ripping them. So, don't do what I do. Seam rip your mock-ups. I'm just feeling lazy today, like every day. And I'm gonna get right into it. I had a little debacle this morning where I wasn't sure if I was going to completely change the fabric because I also just learned some very, very exciting news that I'm not going to share with you yet until it's finalized. Maybe it will come at the end of this video. I'm waiting to hear back. But I thought for a second that I might want to use this fabric for something else, and then I had a whole crisis about it. I'm like, I need to chill. It's fine. This is cute. I'm not gonna use my other fabric. I'm gonna save that for another spring project, and that's gonna be great. I'm realizing in this time that I have many more projects than I have time to make videos for, and you can see hauntingly how she's in the background because I have started the next D&D video, but then this became earlier than that, and so it just keeps getting pushed back. So I promise we'll get back to that, but right now, swing dress. So I'm gonna cut out the fabric and sew it all together. It's gonna end up being beautiful. I think I thought of a different way to do the bodice gather to make sure it's as gathered as it was when I did the patterning. So I think what I'll do is I'll sew the darts in between those gathers, if that makes sense, and then gather those pleats, if that makes sense, which should make it even tighter and get a little more even pleating right along the chest area. So I'm just gonna get going. I have to iron this fabric. One day I need to invest in an ironing board. That day is not today. But yeah, I'm just gonna get going. Okay. Okay, so I just finished cutting out the fabric. And it's really thin. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty thin, which I knew it would be. So I'm definitely going to have to put a lining in this dress. And I decided I'm just going to use what I did for the mock-up to keep it nice, light, and airy, just with a little white background. And so essentially, the chest piece will be have a lining, and then I'll use the skirt and just hem that a lot shorter than the rest of the dress, so it has like a little slip going on. And then I think I'm actually gonna leave the back out, because why not? But yeah, super cute fabric, very excited, ready to start sewing. Let's do it. Let me tell you about this cat right here. She has been the most clingy all day. Trying to sew, trying to seam rip. We just put her face in between my face and the fabric. Are you good? There's an entire apartment. You have toys everywhere. We've done treat game. We've done catnip. What do you need? Because it's not the lap. Okay. So hi, this is the dress. I literally just got home from swing dance and I am so tired, so I'm gonna do this quickly. I love this dress so much. It turned out so well. Absolutely in love with it. I did end up putting a zipper in. Sorry, I have hiccups for some reason. Ended up putting a zipper in. There was a point last night where I was thinking about doing just the wrap dress and how it was going to look, and I didn't like how I was thinking about how I was going to create extra bulkiness right here, which is not something we wanted. So I ended up just throwing the zipper in. I know I don't love zippers. It's fine. There's a reason why they're so popular. But finished the dress. It's so cute. Made this little turban, this little headbands, added a little flower for tonight. But yeah, it's so super stinking cute. I love it a lot. I'm actually gonna get to wear this dress one more time this coming weekend. And one thing, this fabric wrinkles. And it's so hard to get them out. Like, I haven't been able to iron it out, so I think I'm gonna have to steam them before this weekend just to make sure it's nice and flat. I may also make like an accompanying little hat to wear with this dress. But this little Easter dress fit is done. I felt so cute tonight. People were so nice. People looked so good. It was so much fun. Love this. Love swing dance. It's taken over my life. Well, anyway, I'm gonna leave this video here because my hiccups are gonna kill me and I'm so tired. So thank you for watching this video. If you happen to like it, consider pressing the like button down below. And if you want to follow more of my crafting or adventuring or whatever the heck else I decide to do, consider pressing that subscribe button as well. Thank you so much as always. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye. The pearls. You see the pearls? See the pearls? It's a little tie. The flower. I didn't feel like wearing contacts tonight. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And tonight I didn't, so I wore glasses. And it's still cute. I'm in love with turbans. I'm in love with this look. All right, goodbye.